Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Drink and Think Trivia. I am Doug, joined as always by my wonderful life partner in crime, Lucas, who is currently having camera issues, I guess.
I just don't think it's straight. It looks crooked.
It looks straight on for you.
Whatever. Fixed it too. Everything's great. I love technology. You all want a brick? I'll sell you a brick. It's a beautiful iPhone brick.
It's a paperweight
Hi.
now.
I love you all. Good afternoon. How we doing?
It's like my parents. I'm not mad at you. I'm just angry.
I'm just angry.
For those of you who have not joined us before, we are going to be playing some trivia tonight. We have 48 questions, 6 rounds, 8 questions apiece. If you want to play with us, make sure that you either download the TrivNow app or go to play.trivnow.com/search, which is in our chat. But also you can scan the QR code in the top right. When it asks you to search, your code is 6PDX. So that's pretty much the basics there. With that, I totally lost my train of thought. Lucas, on to you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. As Doug was saying, after that, we have 48 questions of trivia for you tonight. If you jump into Triv now, like you already have done, you will see the categories we have. What he's going to follow that up with now is that we have rules when we play Triv.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
We are sticklers, and rules must be I'm really not a rule stickler, but we have 3 simple rules here. It's plain and simple. We try to make it that way because if Doug and I were playing trivia and there were more than 3 rules, we would leave because our brains could not comprehend a number really greater than 3, to be honest. It's kind of hard for us to break down the scores, in fact. Because of that, we look at them and they're just really big, so we just break it down one at a time in divisibles of 3 in our head, then recalculate it back out.
Yeah, what you don't know is like this dark room back here that you see Allie pop out of every once in a while is actually a supercomputer that was developed by NASA that figures out your scores, and she's actually in there like a lubricant monkey, just like making sure everything's working fine, because we still use the like magnetic tape, and she has to make sure it all runs at the same time. And so she only pops out when she like asks for food or to go to the bathroom, and normally I say no, so you know you get a seamless performance.
I have 2 things. Don't ever call your wife, fiance, a lubricant monkey ever again. 2, when did you get a supercomputer? I look over here at my abacus.
When did you get an abacus?
In 1925. All right. With that said,
We can turn Lucas up a little bit for
crank me up.
shizzle.
I can gain myself too if I need to. All right.
Should be good. Yeah, that should turn you up a little bit.
We have rules. And rule number 1 is, Doug made a sign for it. You know it is don't be a dick. Basically what that rule means is if you're going to do something that agitates someone else, hurts their feelings, makes them sad, does anything that they don't like or they do not approve of, that is being a dick. Don't do it. Don't do that thing. You know why you don't do that thing? Because not only is there 1 rule for it, but there's 2 rules for it. Because we are so thick-headed, scold words. I'm so angry right now. Don't be a dick. Like, don't be Apple. Don't force your, like, people to type in all kinds of codes and then change the password that you've already made with the password and the... Don't be a dick. Just don't do it. It's plain and simple. Doug, we have a 3rd rule, right? My brain's melting just a little. I forget.
I now realize how important it is for us to have that 5 to 10 minutes before we get on air.
I need it so hard. That's what she said. Rule number 3.
Rule number 3 is you do you, boo-boo. Like, we don't care who you love, your race, religion, creed, if you're from Ohio or not. We don't care. You do you. You do what you love, just as long as you don't violate rule number 1 or 2.
That's right.
We're proud of all of you. We love all of you, and we don't want you to do anything that would make us any less proud of you, aka violate rule number 1.
Correct.
Which I would just like to point out, we are currently off kilter because Lucas has been fighting his phone, his new company-issued phone, for way too long at this point.
It's been 2 hours.
And he popped on at like 7:02, something like
Oh,
that.
two?
And,
I
and
was
we,
late.
and we just like jumped right in. So we didn't have time to like start our witty repartee before we got on, which is normally what you guys see. And also I need that time when I'm talking to him to like build up my intro. And I didn't have that time. I was just like, oh shit, gotta go. Let's do it.
I don't even have the questions open. Like, if you had asked me to read a question, I'd have been like, and the white screen says current events, probably not.
Well, let's also introduce our two games that we're playing in chat as well. These are relatively new additions. Our first game is the grammar game. And if over the course of the night, when you find
When is
grammar
the correct
mistakes,
answer?
but we are also talking like spelling or missing words, or we're using the wrong form of like weather versus weather. Yeah, so you put in exclamation grammar, but it's spelled GRAMMAR, and then it adds it to counts.
But that is not on the counts, and we will review your grammar. And if you are correct, it stays on the count. That is currently the count for the month. This is only the second trivia of the month.
Yep.
We're at 9.
The second game that we play, which becomes a lot easier through the night as we drink more, is are we giving up answers? If we give up an answer, you put in exclamation point free, and that says we gave away a free answer. So if you notice that we give away a free answer and you want to let everyone else know that we gave away a free answer, put in exclamation point free, and
I give up.
did we already?
I typed that in on my phone today at work. So apparently it auto made the round stare vacation spots instead of state.
Okay, well.
You know what? So yeah, Ben, like I said, anyone can do it. So at this point, you can put in exclamation grammar and it adds it to the counts.
Yep, but if we give you a free one as well, throw out that exclamation point free, and we're gonna take a drink for any of this. So if we
Correct.
screw up the grammar, which really, the more grammar we screw up, the more drinking we're gonna do, which will give you more free answers. So really,
Which we don't do intentionally. It just happens.
that is very true. So with that, let's talk about what we're drinking tonight. What do you have on tap, good sir?
I have to wait for the other 7. No, you got that one once. That's the title of a round. Wait, what? What is happening? Why are we adding more to the grammar count?
Oh, because it's round number 8. As they're calling grammar on round number 8, which you spelled wrong. All of round number 8 is spelled stare vacation
Well,
spots.
I know, but he's done 2. I'm saying I get 1, and he has added 2 now. And apparently, according to Kenny, I'm still quiet, which is amazing to me. 8
Sure.
questions doesn't count. You get 1. You get 1, and I'm resetting the counts back to 10, Benjamin. Anyway, I'm having homegrown hard cider. It is Flat Rock, and it is the blackberry tart. Semi-sweet something. I don't know. There's blackberry in it. It's lovely.
So I am finishing off my starter beer, which is Coors Light. Pause.
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 For effect.
My next one will probably be the Before I Die Craft Lager, which is from Sterling Brewing Company. This was from Ben, his lovely Minneapolis friend pack.
Yep.
And then
I brought as my backup was Minneapolis cidery raspberry.
Yep, I got the Brute.
Nice.
So and then I'll probably be switching back and forth with Coors as well. So
Oh, it's Coors. I wonder why that would be.
why?
Anyway,
Yeah, interesting.
not important. So now that we
Laney,
have,
don't judge me.
oh dear, it's so true. Ben is literally trying to add every time that I misspelled that, and I'm going to reset him to 10. So he is just here for his own personal entertainment till he gets to, 17? To you, Kenny. There'll be many times tonight, I'm sure. Count them all you want, Benjamin. They're getting sent back to 10 when you're done. All right. We've got rules. We've got drinks. We've got new games to play.
Let's get questions going. Let's start with number one. All you.
I'd like to say we're only like 3 minutes off of schedule.
Is she actually Mama Fafro now? That is fantastic. Do you see that?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I didn't realize it because they were both green on my screen, but it's beautiful. All right.
It's everything amazing.
First round, as always, now isn't just current events, it's happy current events. Sorry that we've tricked you the last couple of weeks. Current events first. It needs to be talked about. The Chinese spy balloon, which just sounds like a bad idea in general, made a huge journey across America, but entered American airspace in what state first?
I
literally read your notes and I thought it said the Illuminati, and I was like, I don't think that's right.
I love how a massive world power was like, we need to spy on our enemies, and they're like, okay, how? So you know those big balloons that they sometimes send up to like the edge of space? You mean like Red Bull does? Yeah, like that, but like
those ones,
but with like satellites and shit. And did you think this through? Yeah, they'll never shoot it down. We're talking about the same America, right? Like,
in their defense, we literally didn't talk about it until it made it to like Nebraska.
Yeah, because at that point it passed over every like useless country or useless state.
State. Facts.
It started getting close to the ones with NFL teams, and we were like, uh-oh.
Oh no, not the Vikings. The correct answer here was Alaska, the Aleutian Islands more specifically, and then spent time in Canada, then it traveled back into the US. I mean, spy balloons have been a thing forever.
Yeah.
And us shooting one down is not at all surprising.
Apparently there was something like, there have been 3 so far. This was the most visible, of Biden's presidency. There's been 3 so far. This was just the most visible one. And then during Trump's presidency, there were 6 that were never talked about. And I guess there were also a couple during Obama's administration, but it's always such like a non-issue that no one ever brings it up.
I think that's fair enough. And Mama Fafro, hands up. As far as NFC North teams go, I like the purple.
Skull. From there, the balloon traveled on, and surprisingly wasn't shot down by a redneck in the Midwest with access to too much firepower. Instead, it was blown up by a missile off the coast of what state?
I cannot believe that thing made it all the way across that much of the country without being shot at by somebody.
Honestly, so it hit Alaska, Canada, came back in through Montana, Wyoming, and then went across, like down.
First off, let's start with where it started. Y'all want the most redneck state in the union. Alaska's up there on the list.
Oh yeah.
They gave us, what's her name? Who I can't remember.
Sarah Palin.
Yep, Palin. They gave us Palin, and she was like normal from there.
They have 6 to 8 months of darkness. What do you think they do for fun? Like, come on.
Anyway,
it's far enough north that when it changes to winter.
No, I understand the darkness. I was just trying to figure out what they do for fun in the dark. But anyway, please tell me every question is about the balloons.
No.
Please tell me that the whole happy current events is just the balloon.
No, that's the last one.
What color was it?
That missile blew up that balloon off the coast of South Carolina, which the Navy SEALs, they put a missile right through that sucker about 5 nautical miles off the coast of South Carolina, which is still American waters. Navy SEALs finished recovering the wreckage today, and they found that it had transmission intercepting technology in it or something like that. I don't know.
Oh. So they were just trying to hear what we were saying. And they got across the Midwest and it went, you want some cheese? They were like, nope, back to Canada. To which they kept saying, sorry.
Sorry.
Hey, now. South Carolina's okay. Their roads are crap, but South Carolina's okay. Next question. Oh, I saw you. What do you want to say?
It's all you.
Okay. Researchers have successfully pulled off clean hydrogen fuel. Hold on. Pulled clean hydrogen fuel out of what kind of body of water without the need for filtering at all? Opie? Opa-Dendi? Oh, I think Doug's dying.
Oop.
Don't do it.
The beer, foamed as it was going down, so it just like. Ugh.
Not good.
Oh,
Wait a minute. I'm supposed to make fun of someone from work if they're not here. Bunghole from State Farm. Okay. Got Bunghole. Are these just all advertisements? I'm guessing?
Super Bowl advertisements.
Ah, I like it.
Because there's Puppy Monkey Bunghole.
Ah, God, I hated that commercial because that was a Mountain Dew commercial, wasn't it?
Yep, Puppy Monkey Baby. Puppy Monkey
God,
Baby.
I hated
Puppy
that
Monkey
thing.
Baby. Puppy...
It's like my least favorite. John and Elaine drink too.
All right, John and Elaine,
right.
drink 2. Let's get it going.
What you got?
Missing
What
one.
you got? Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Laney.
I'm asking them what they got.
Oop.
Open Gangnam Style. That's all I hear when I hear "ope." Close that. About to question. 8 of 8 in. I have this as ocean. Salt water makes up 96% of all Earth's water. If production can begin more in earnest on hydrogen cars, or our dependence on oil would drop to near zero. Because, we definitely won't eat up all the oceans in like 20 years.
I mean, the byproduct of making of a hydrogen car is water. So
Water. That's fair. I see your logic.
And when they take the hydrogen out of the ocean, it leaves the salt behind. So when it rains back, it's still salt water.
Resalted.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would affect the fish in the ocean eventually, because you'd make it either
probably.
really salty. Anyway, I digress.
I'm sure it would
Next question.
It would change probably the salt gradient in the ocean.
That's what I was thinking.
An ocean cleanup nonprofit has just received $24 million in donations from what company's co-founder in an effort to clean up the plastic island in the ocean?
Forgot about the plastic island. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
I'm a
the
terrible
size
human being when it comes to news.
It's the size of New Jersey, and I'm just like, yeah, I confuse the two. Like, there's New Jersey, and then the
Then there's a giant pile of plastic. There's a giant pile of plastic. Then there's the armpit of America. Who knows?
yeah. I mean, one or the other. Honestly, they're interchangeable. If you switched one with the other, no one would notice a difference.
I think that's fair enough.
I mean, there's enough plastic in New Jersey anyway.
Why do I think my phone just died in the middle of trying to update, and that's the problem?
I hope not. John and Elaine drink 2. I've been waiting on you guys.
And my patience.
There we go.
waves.
So
I'm just kidding.
that would be Airbnb. Apparently, he said that he wanted people to be able to continue to see the world in all its beauty, and cleaning the oceans was a good place to start. He probably also wants people to stay at Airbnb as well if they are seeing that world. But
I mean, I would imagine so. He's still here to make money, Doug. I mean, come on.
yeah, I mean,
I also forgot that somebody had to invent Airbnb. I just always envisioned it as like this collective of, hey, y'all want to stay in our house? But it's a legit company, so.
I mean, that used to be the way we do it in college. Is like, hey, we're coming down for a game, and somebody like, oh, my buddy John is not at his house. Like, he'll leave his keys under the mat. Like, just leave him like $100, and we're like, cool.
And Airbnb was born. What if that dude's a frat bro? I digress. The latest report on unemployment has come out, and in January alone, 500,000 jobs were created, bringing down joblessness to a 53-year low. At what percent? Is joblessness a word?
Yes.
Okay. I was just curious. It sounds very funny to me.
I took the quote directly from the article.
Very good, Doug. Very good. So very proud of you. Okay. All right. What I think is hilarious is that it told me, my thing was like, plug your phone in with the cord provided with your phone, and there wasn't a cord in there, and my company bought OtterBox cords.
No.
So I don't even think that these are Apple cords. They're just OtterBox Apple cords.
I feel like that's slowly getting into like the right to repair kind of.
Yeah.
All right.
My phone is so very confused. I have 8 of 8 answers. The correct answer here is 3.4%. Regain beer done. On to question 6.
Question 6. A rare, thought extinct species of feline has been found And it was, well, I guess rediscovered or whatever. And it was discovered to call what mountain its habitat? So this cat was thought extinct. It was found back in the wild, but only on this mountain currently as its habitat.
Fancy kitty. I adore this gif. The poor bobcat tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it was all wet.
It got halfway there.
It did. Well, yeah.
The-
Such a cool jump, though. All right, what you
It
got?
like glides in the middle of it. But that would be Mount Everest, actually.
Really? Well, that's fascinating. Nope, not letting me really score. That's a good time. In an effort to combat low childbirth rates, what country is offering free fertility treatment to
Fertility.
any of its citizens? Fertility.
Fertility. I would say that was a free answer, but given the other answers, like that's, yeah, you're fine.
I see what you did there, because I didn't even look at the answer. I was just stumbling over the word.
Hello, Shitty Rock.
Hello,
Oh, sorry, we were looking for City Airlines. Hello, Shitty Airlines.
shitty airlines.
We want to fly to Canada? Oh, it'll be about $3,000. $5. Why no, it's at least like $1,000. $65. No, $85. $67. Oh, fine.
How do you remember all this?
I watched a little too much South Park.
That's fair.
Goddamn Mongolians knocked down my goddamn sheer wall.
No, damn shitty wow. The correct answer here is China, which I find hilarious because don't they not want them to have kids? Wasn't that like the whole thing for our entire life?
So the one child program failed miserably in that like nobody had kids, and they have gone into the point of I forget what it's called. It's like like the replenishment rate isn't 0 anymore. So the number of people being born is less than the number of people dying. So they're like, hey, everyone have more kids because we don't want to like go down.
So they're scared their population is actually dipping now.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right, last question of the round. This is your wager question. You have up to 7 points to wager with if you've earned that many so far. Construction has begun on the final part of what major historical building, with the whole thing projected to be completed in 2024?
Something complete. I need to watch Family Guy Star Wars.
That was after number 2. It got a little.
I mean, it's Star Wars, dog. What do you want?
Like Blue Harvest and what was the second one? So there's Blue Harvest something I forget what, and then something Dark Side.
Something dark side.
Something complete.
I'm trying to think. It is Blue Harvest, something Dark Side, and then it would be Return of the Jedi. So,
Family Guy, Star Wars movies.
Laugh It Up, Fuzzball. It's a trap.
Oh yeah.
It's a trap. It's a trap. You just have to mumble that.
The Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, we're definitely not giving Star Wars hints over here. We're just being dumb.
Yeah, no. And also, it's the Sistine Chapel, spelled with a C, but.
Well, yeah, but they were making a Star Wars joke, Doug. Jeez. And to think you're my life partner.
Jeez.
God. Why is it? Why?
You okay with it?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just like. Yeah, it's not. I just like. I have my phone plugged up, so according to the thing, there should be a little cute iPhone thing popping up or a little phone emblem on my iTunes, and there ain't.
We're missing John and Elaine drink 2.
Which does nothing but tilt me immensely.
Also, yeah, we're gonna be playing games later. If nobody joins us, we'll probably just be streaming like, I don't know, PUBG or something, DKO,
Nothing.
something.
What you got?
I got me some Notre Dame, not to be confused with Notre Dame.
No, it's definitely Notre Dame.
But so the spire is the final piece that is being replaced, and people are still frustrated and protesting that so many people are donating so much money to this project of restoration when there are other things that the millions could have gone to.
Fair enough. We're skipping that scoreboard and rolling on into dinosaurs?
Yeah, dinosaurs!
Dinosaurs! During which period did the dinosaurs first appear? Round 2, fight.
I mean, I'm gonna take the T-Rex all day, even though he's been killed twice now,
So
I think.
times. Yeah, I think you're right.
He was killed by the... What was it?
He wasn't killed in one of the new ones. I know that.
He was killed in 3, which was the hell was that thing? The wasn't an Allosaurus. It was a thing with the spine.
No, but that's my new favorite name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the weird one that they invented in the new movies. Correct answer is the Jurassic period. Go ahead. While we ponder over this.
On which continent have the most dinosaur fossils been found? I've actually been to a dinosaur excavation site when I was but a wee child. They had, I mean, it was very much like framed that a bunch of it had been cleared out so that you could see it still in the dirt, and then they'd preserved that part in like glass so you could see it in the dirt.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but it was also a lot of like, what are they, trilobites or whatever, and then there's like 1 or 2 like skulls of dinosaurs that were like, look at this thing, and we were like, oh, everything else is
Ooh.
little water bugs.
So in the newest movie is Gigantosaurus, but I think you were thinking of Indominus, which is the hybrid they make.
No, I'm in number 3 when they go to when they kidnap Dr. Grant, and then they crash the plane, and then they run into the T-Rex, and they're like, oh crap, don't move, and then everyone runs. And then they run away from the whatever, the Spinosaurus or whatever the hell it was, and they're like, oh shit, and then you see the T-Rex pop its head up, and Grant's like, don't move, and everyone runs. He's like, ah, damn it, and then they get no fight, in the Spinosaurus or whatever it's called wins. Because I just remember it had like the spine fin on the back, and it could walk on 2 or 4 legs. But
Where we found most of our dinosaur fossils?
North America, actually more specifically, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. That little strip of the Rockies is a huge place for dinosaur bones.
That's super neat.
Which
Which
is actually the raptors in Jurassic Park are Utah raptors, named thusly because the skeletons were found in Utah originally.
Really?
Yep.
Oh. What dinosaur name means fast feet? Let's see here. I was trying to look up online how many of them die in Jurassic Park in general.
I mean, a bunch of the velociraptors die. They just get, like, yeeted.
But yeah, no, I meant T-Rexes. I was looking up specifically T-Rexes. So now I'm on the Jurassic Park T-Rex wiki. Because, you know, this is what we do for trivia.
I think I'm confusing velociraptors with T-Rexes. Because, I know for sure one T-Rex died because its neck went... But then, like, the number of velociraptors that have just been, like, bodied by other dinosaurs is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. We always get very excited about the velociraptors because they scare us as humans. But they are literally
Chickens.
The flies. Yeah, they're chickens. They die very quickly. And there is a Spinosaurus, so that definitely could be the thing you're thinking of too. I got the Velociraptor, and I so badly wanted to give that away as a free answer.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the next question, so I was like,
I
Utah
know, it was
Raptor.
so funny.
But I always see
great.
the what is it, the Hyundai Veloster or whatever. And I always see people will tear off bits of it and make it Velociraptor.
Yep. I feel hungry.
When did dinosaurs become extinct? I mean, technically never, because chickens still exist, or birds still exist, but when did dinosaurs, as we know them, the lizard kind of looking dinosaurs, when did they die out?
Never. Alligators, Doug.
Did you know that we actually evolved from like little voles? Like the closest back you can go.
Why I was so furry.
Like if you go like way back to like when mammals existed during the Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, all of that is like not Cretaceous, but Jurassic, Triassic. The only mammals that existed were vole kind of relatives, and then we just evolved from there after the Ice Age because we had fur and no one else did, and woolly mammoths were fine until woolly mammoths existed back when like the pyramids were built. So anyway, the answer is 65 million years ago.
Yeah. I just started singing Big Bang Theory in my head.
Oh, universe was it? Yeah.
Let's see. And it won't let me release the answer. What dinosaur fossil was originally mistaken for a type of bison? Interesting. Ryan's dinosaur knowledge has made me happy. Alright, Jurassic Park 3. Yada yada yada. Yada 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 yada. Eventually, Spinosaurus was chosen. Yep, so Spinosaurus is definitely the thing in Jurassic Park 3.
That kills the T-Rex.
Modern fight. One draft of the script, the carcass of the Tyrannosaurus was eating was a sauropod when the actual prop used was a different one for the battle, the animatronics, some more bullshit. Sure, that's what we're going with. I'm tired of reading that wiki.
So the most terrifying part of Jurassic Park, like the original, the animatronic for the T-Rex is like a 1-to-1 scale size, and it was super temperamental. Like gears would go bad all the time, but there was a giant like hollow area like in the chest stomach area that you would essentially like they would open up and they would go up in, and someone would have to like be in it to go up and fix it. The problem was that they, with the weight of it, if it was like if anything happened, like that thing could that thing would move without being prompted just from like wind shift or weight change or whatever. And there were several people who were inside of it trying to fix it, who got injured just from like the mechanics inside of the T-Rex falling over.
So they were sort of digested by a mechanical T-Rex.
Essentially.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
The correct answer here, the bison of the dinosaur age was the Triceratops.
The meteor that many scientists believed killed the dinosaurs struck in what modern-day country?
I really wanted to give another free answer away right there, but I stopped myself. I ate enough fish to counteract the amount of booze. Yeah. So Kim picked us up supper tonight.
Ooh.
And there's a local tavern that does. Yeah.
Can you tell me what the difference between dinner and supper is?
There ain't no difference.
There is.
Well, actually, it depends. It depends on your regional area. But for me, growing up, dinner was lunchtime. So dinner is actually lunch for me. So if we're going to dinner, my dad would say that in the middle of the day, and then we eat supper when we get home.
Yep. Etymologically speaking, dinner is the meal after you break your fast or after breakfast, And then supper is supposed to be the last meal of the day because you sup for the day.
That's how they do it in the South.
Yep. But the answer, that's Mexico. Mexico. You know how the Gulf of Mexico exists? That's literally where the meteor hit.
I thought you said the Gulf of Mexico, and I'm like, I'm sure they have great golf courses.
They do.
I wanted to sing mariachi band music when I saw the answer and stopped myself. Which dinosaur had the smallest brain for its body size? Yeah, so this local tavern has fresh haddock fish and chips. And it's delicious.
That sounds
It's good.
amazing.
And my booze to food ratio is now evened out. I'm also much less angry now.
We're gonna have
Still
to
a piece of crap.
gonna have to keep that that level good for this weekend then.
My booze to food ratio.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think that's what contributed to my anger, but anyway.
Oh no, I was just saying in general, like.
I'm pretty confident the point of this weekend is to screw that ratio up and inverted.
I just want to be at the point that I'm happy drunk and also satiated, and I'm good there.
Yeah, happy buzz is what I was shooting for you.
Yeah.
Correct answer here is the Stegosaurus. Bring the round home and tell me what you think.
The name was given to them by Richard Owen, a British scientist. He studied animal fossils for several years and believed that the bones came from a new group of animals, a group that at the time was unknown to science. The word dinosaur derives from two Greek words, dinos and sauros. Sauros, I guess. I don't know. Which roughly translates to what? I hear Soros and I think George Soros. I'm like, well, you're not going to get into that right now.
I just thought you were mispronouncing Sauron.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Trying to figure out what would be the best way to hint at this. So you think about what a dinosaur actually is, and then you need to add a modifier in front of it.
Essentially.
Or an adjective? Did I do grammar right? Is that an adjective?
Yes, is adjective.
I'm so good at things. Reward myself. Ooh. Close.
There's a quote I really want to say right now, but I can't. It's
Oh, even closer. I mean, I'll just be honest.
They're shooting around. Ah, there we go. We got one. Can't give it now. Missing one.
I mean, so easy a bunghole could do it is so close to one of the modified answers. Man. That's sad. Are we missing? Oh yeah, Kim didn't even load in.
What?
Well, she just got home too, but I don't think she was paying attention. All right, what you got?
The answer is it's a terrible lizard. Or also, I'm waiting for the hover over to pop up. Wondrous lizard or powerful lizard.
Man, and ferocious lizard is just so close.
So close. Well, with that, let's get to our leaderboard. Pop up. Over here.
Do it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kenny. I tried.
In first place, Bunghole from State Farm, 24.545. Second place, Ask My Balls, 24.345. Bunghole Wise, 21.983. Puppy Monkey Bunghole, 17.241. God Bunghole, 12.832. Scrappy and Tiny, 12.609. John and Elaine, Drink 2, 9.845. And So Easy a Bunghole could do it, 5.642.
Good Lord, Kenny wasn't kidding.
Nope.
That is the bottom of the barrel.
Well, with that, let's move on to our next round, which is
Yay! Potatoes.
Potates.
I literally looked up and was like, I didn't think we had a round on potatoes this week. It's on protests. This round. Oh, yeah. You get away 10 points. Yeah, well, you'll get there. I have faith.
Like
This round will be all about protests. We'll give you what the protesters did, and you tell us what they were protesting. First one, protesters locked themselves in cages outside a convention center. Isn't this like just a standard protest? They
This
do that,
is-
right? They just get cages and lock themselves in them. I'm pretty confident. How do one protest?
How do one protest?
Me no. Let's see.
I've never felt strongly enough about anything to travel somewhere and protest about it.
I'd say it's fair.
Like, I'm all about supporting.
People who want to.
Yeah, like, you want to go protest somewhere? I'll give you a place to stay so you can go protest it. But like, I'm lazy as fuck, and honestly, if they come take me and they put me in a camp and all that good shit, like, it's gonna suck. It really will. I deserve it though. Like, I didn't put up enough of the stink. But that's kind of that's the price you pay. You be lazy, you get fucked. So, although that has some connotations for other things that I do not intend to make. But what I'm actually saying is, like, in our current American world, that if it were actually to come to someone coming to my house and taking me for whatever reason, like, that's on me for not fighting back.
Fair enough.
What would that be?
That would be me on the wrong window for some reason. The fur industry. I found out a new Konami code for my iPhone to restart it by accident.
Up, down, down,
Apparently-
left, right.
It was literally up, down, power, and it'll restart.
Thousands of protesters donated blood that was then spilled in front of a government official's house. What were they? Okay.
Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more. Why did he have a car? Let's see. Yeah, no, you're right. That's yeah. This is a fun round that Ryan conjured up.
I should have read it a bit more closely, but the answer is this is about new elections. Thai protesters poured human blood on the gates of the government headquarters in a symbolic sacrifice intended to emphasize their demand for new elections. The blood of the common people is mixing together to fight for democracy. Maybe
And
we
next.
give them a little bit more hints, I suppose. On to you.
Protesters thaw butyric acid at ships.
Someone gonna get it.
I mean, I assume. But protesters throw butyric acid at ships.
Butyric?
Butyric. Kenny's there for us. The counts is 11, my dude. Cheers.
Right.
This is to you, almighty moderator. Usually Ryan doesn't have grammatical errors. It's not like him. Although I do enjoy the GIF. Did you add GIFs to my final round?
Yeah.
So I obviously didn't have time to add.
So butyric acid is a fatty acid that's created when the good bacteria in your gut break down dietary fiber. It's also found in animal fats and vegetable oils. However, the amount of butyric acid found in foods like butter and ghee is small compared to the amount that is made in your gut.
Things you learn.
So it does break down, but
The correct answer here is whaling. Members of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society threw that acid we just talked about at Japanese whaling ships in the Antarctic. Is that the Antarctic? In an attempt to disrupt their annual whaling hunts. Fair enough.
Letterkenny GIF. A group of protesters made a naked calendar to show the government the issue not being addressed. I mean, almost as if like the marks on them were representative of something.
I find this funny as a Letterkenny GIF because everything in Letterkenny to me, I envision as hockey. So it was really weird to see someone in a bikini.
Oh crap. It's, Mr. and Mrs. McMurray, who are swingers.
Of course they are.
And they're having a nice little jacuzzi party in this episode. And yeah.
Funny.
This
You know
this
way too much about
round
the shoe.
might be a throwaway.
And it's what it is. Sometimes it is what it is.
No, the answer is road conditions.
In fairness, the 50-50 might be a throwaway.
Nah, are people gonna know? At least I hope
No, they
so.
ain't.
Otherwise, I don't
No,
have
they ain't.
friends.
I mean, I'm here for you. I wrote that round, and I think everything in it's correct.
Yeah.
Male protesters dressed as females and took to social media and the streets to show their anger. Also, if you didn't read my last round, it's a multiple choice of where are national parks located for the most part, because that was the only vacation locations that I could find for some reason.
Do you know how hard it was to find gifts for some of those things? Like, I was just typing in
I
the
am
national
well
parks.
aware.
I was just typing in national parks, and it was coming up with like,
I want to know what
like
you did for the
shows.
50-50 round. That's what I want to know. Like, I thought about using the TV show Doug. I thought about just going and getting pictures of you from Facebook and not even having them be gifts. I thought of multiple things.
Excuse me.
All right, 8 of 8 in. The correct answer here is sexual violence. When a 20-year-old university student in Turkey was raped and killed in 2015, Turkish and Azerbaijani men did the right thing, taking to the streets in skirts to protest gender-based violence.
Good on them.
Good on them. Yeah,
Prote-
there we go.
Protesters used cannons to launch milk at a government building. What were they protesting?
Oh, that gif. That gif is special.
I don't even know where that's from. Like,
I don't either.
90% of the gifs I see, I have either a exactly.
At least an inkling.
Yeah, I either know exactly. Actually, I would say like of the gifts that I don't choose, I would say about 40% of them I know exactly where they come from. About 30% I have a relatively good idea. 10% I have an inkling, and then like 20% I have no fucking clue. This is one of those I have no fucking clue.
This is definitely one of those, for sure.
Wait, were they launching milk at a government building because they wanted Angle to win the belt?
All right, I'm done. Next question.
By the
Yep.
way, we've already decided next month's theme night. Oh, I guess we'll talk about that in order. This month's theme night will be war history. So everything from ancient war to more recent wars to World War II to just about anything war related you can think of. At least we hope so. Next month is going to be on wrestling. Whether it be
Wrestling.
WWF, WWE, Impact, NJPW, AEW. I know I'm just saying acronyms that some of you might not know, but that's fine. So if you know your
Yeah, it is
wrestling, it'd be fine. Anyway,
Yeah.
answer is what?
Did I read this one? I'm pretty sure you read this.
Oh yeah, food prices.
There you go.
Milk is apparently expensive, I guess. I don't know.
The milk is too damn high. Protesters use slingshots to fling dirty diapers at political headquarters. Oh,
This-
it's back to everyone.
This gif I remember watching live on TV, like when it happened, and just being like, "Oh, she dead."
Oh God, I don't know what that is, but
It's
looks like it
it's
hurt.
what is it? What's the one where they like it's teams of two and they have to like traverse
The Amazing Race.
Amazing Race. It's Amazing Race, and they were doing like an England or like medieval war, and so they were doing like it was supposed to be like ballistas or trebuchets or whatever, and those were watermelons that just crushed her in the skull.
All I would like to say is if the name of this GIF is not Headshot, I'm disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. What's worse is that like the explosion of the watermelon makes it look visceral.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know it hurt
It's-
regardless, but Oh Lord, have mercy, Jesus, that hurts.
I think
They were combating. Ooh, go ahead.
I think it broke her nose or something, but like, and she had a concussion, but she wasn't like seriously injured.
Oh really? Oh, me and Kim haven't caught up on the challenge. I need to fix that. The correct answer here is government corruption. There you go.
Protesters went on a 23-day, 240-mile journey to collect salt. That was about... Oh, this is a historic one. A very historic one. Not in America, I'll give you that one.
Definitely in a country that was controlled by the British.
Yep.
No, wait, that's all of them.
Honestly, if anything, it involves spice or things that... Yeah. I mean, you should drink Coors Light. Coors Light is a... This entire, like... If I recycled all the Coors Light cans that I drank, I could probably sponsor this stream myself.
It would be a mighty Coors Light staff. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't watched this season of the challenge.
I want to play Wisest Wizard now.
Oh God, no, you don't. You literally just said you wanted to be Happy Buzz. You do not want to play Wisest Wizard. Think, Douglas, before you act.
I'm a level 35 wizard. It's all
more duct tape.
it'll all be like the 24-ounce cans too. Like, you wanna, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna nuke you. It's gonna be fine.
The question, Benjamin, was what are they protesting here?
I'm gonna
These
request.
protesters went on a 240-mile, 23-day journey to collect salt. For what reason?
Can I grammar somebody the Beatish imperialism? So easy a bunghole can do it. That's supposed to be British imperialism.
That's Kenny. She did say typo, but
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't that to them, but
I said typo. I literally heard Kenny scream that at you, by the way.
I heard that from Florida.
That was funny. I literally read got bungholes, not as hunt, but the other thing, and I was like, what? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that would be a good name of a porno.
Oh God, let's not. Ugh. I'm assuming that John and Elaine, you don't have a good answer for this either. So we're gonna rock and roll. Nobody got it.
Nope. It was over taxation. It was a protest against British taxation sent Mahatma Gandhi on a 23-day, 240-mile journey to the coast of India to collect his own salt, which was illegal under Crown law. More than 6,000 people, including Gandhi himself, was incarcerated for participating in the Salt March, but it ultimately turned the tide of world sympathy towards India rather than British interests.
There you go.
All right.
That's halftime.
That's halftime. With that, let's go to our leaderboard.
Leaderboard.
Bunghole from State Farm, 28.98. Ask My Balls, 26.905. Bunghole Wise 25.319. Puppy Monkey Bunghole, 20.282. God Bunghole, 18.677. Scrapping Tank, 12.609. So Easy a Bunghole can do it, 11.242. And John and Lane Drink 2, 9.845. Overtaxation is also oppression. I mean what's considered overtaxation? Like, this, like, you're speaking to
It is a form of oppression, much like this cider is a type of alcohol, but not all alcohols are ciders. It's a similar thing, in my opinion.
I am all for paying your fair share, and that's also a very, like, blanket, like, I just don't think that, like, Amazon should have to pay zero income tax. That's my big hill I want to stand on. Is like a billionaire. If I have to give up 33% of my paycheck every year, and I make under 6 figures, some fucker who makes like 10 figures should also have to give up 33% of his paycheck too.
I think what I enjoy about this is Ask My Balls just wanted their answer to be counted correct for the last question, and it has sent you on a tirade of taxation. I don't disagree with your logic though.
Yeah, like,
but it was funny to me.
There should be
All right.
there should be like a minimum tax to everybody of like you owe, I don't know, let's say 10%. If you can find some way to like write off everything down to 10%, like good for you, you did it. Only 10%. And that's okay. But when you do like 10% of like 400 billion dollars, that's a shit ton of money. Versus like
a lot of money.
10% of like $36,000 a year ain't that much.
Also a fair point.
But anyway,
Moving into one of Doug's rounds, we are now on famous chefs and their restaurants. How well do you know the cooking world? You will get a restaurant or a chef, and you then answer with the other. First one is easy. This restaurant is Hell's Kitchen, which is owned by who? So we're either going to give you a restaurant or a chef. You're going to tell me the corresponding opposite of what we say. So I've given you Hell's Kitchen, a restaurant. You will now answer with who owns that restaurant.
can you tell me where this GIF is from?
This gift is from Wet Hot American Summer.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I love that.
I love that movie. That like when you say all-star cast before they were famous, this should be the absolute like top of the list. Like it's every major SNL star ever. Every major Law and Order character ever. It's got H. John Benjamin in it. It's got like any show you've watched in the last like 10 years starred in this movie.
Is this Wet Hot American Summer, or is this the sequel? Or
No,
is the sequel called Wet Hot American Summer and the other one is different?
No, this is Wet Hot American Summer. The sequel, which was a series, was Wet Hot American Summer First Days.
Was it First Day of Camp? That's what it was. Gotcha. I've watched both of them. God, I love it. It makes me want to rewatch it. And Archer is a can of beans.
Yep. My favorite part is there's a satellite falling that was going to fall onto the camp, but someone's like, I need some kind of random number generator that only works from 1 to 20. And all the nerds are like, I've got this, and pull out all of their D20s.
Of course. That's awesome. They're going to have a Hell's Kitchen in Miami.
They're going to have the one in DC opened 2 weeks ago, I want to say, too.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
Me and Kim always talk about how you're idiotic to do anything there, like your wedding reception or whatever, like people do all the time. But at the same time, it'd be super neat. So, if you didn't know this, it's Gordon Ramsay. We all got it right. Go ahead.
Apparently, the one in DC is 1-to-1 styled after the one in Vegas, which is where they do the filming for the show itself. Also, Gordon Ramsay has a fish and chips restaurant up in DC.
Nice.
Guy Fieri has a pizza. No. Gordon also has a pizza restaurant up in DC, and Guy Fieri opened a barbecue place, I think, up in DC as well. Like, there's a bunch of dudes coming to DC right now.
Nice.
Which means you should come visit and come hang out.
I mean, I like to come visit. It's just that I get one day to visit most of the time.
Dude, is it really good? Kenny, like that? It's actually on our
Baltimore. Ooh.
Ramsey Steak, which is I need to go check it out.
Baltimore's not that far away.
Like I'm all for fish and chips. Give me some.
Yeah, I know. I'm in. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, especially if you serve
your
it
question.
Like you serve it authentically, like in paper, like carry it around like it's a cone. Best thing ever.
Nice. Wait a minute. Why are we being grammared?
Why are we being grammared?
Has Ben trying to add points back on again?
Yeah, Ben, call it out. What is it?
Go ahead with your next question while he explains.
Next up, this one is in Washington, D.C. It is owned by... You spelled it wrong, actually. It's Restaurant. Next up, this one is in Washington, D.C. It is owned by Jose Andres. It is one of the only bars to have a Michelin star.
Man, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
I love fish and chips. I love steak. I always spell restaurant wrong.
Yeah, you spelled it wrong in your correction, Ben. It's Restaurant.
Founding Farmers.
Dude, Founding Farmers Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, Founding
you
Farmers.
called the restaurant
Yeah,
Founding Farmer.
Yep.
Fair enough to you, Kenny.
Yep. Cheers.
1 to the counts. Oh, the second restaurant was spelled wrong in your first question. Apparently, I will check it really quick. He spelled it like it was in the question. He is correct.
Oh,
You wrote you
you're
will
right.
get a restaurant, and
I
then
spelled it
the second time.
I spelled it correctly, then
Restaurant.
incorrectly. Ah. Cheers
Double
again,
drinks to you, Ben. Another to the counts.
Ben. Another.
Just backfired. Another.
That would be Bar Mini, which is connected to the restaurant, which is Mini Bar.
that's cool.
Bar Mini is one of those places. So I went there for a tasting. It was 6 cocktails for $90, I think, and they're all about the like science fusion. So like they made like a sorbet with liquid nitrogen and some like everything is served in like an Erlenmeyer flask or stuff like that.
See, and that's why I honestly have no desire to eat a Michelin restaurant. I think that they'd be delicious, but it's like the what's the new movie that just came out? We just watched it. The chef, the restaurant, the something or another.
Oh, the menu.
The menu.
I love that.
I never eat at a place like that because it's about the experience, right? I don't care about flowers that look like food. I grew up in a house where my mama made everything in a cast iron skillet on the same stove with butter, salt, pepper. Everything had gravy, and it all tasted delicious. It didn't matter how it looked. As long as something tastes good, I'm in.
Yeah.
My separation is when you start making food art.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
If you give me, not even like portion size, like if you give me a 6-course meal, and it can all be tiny, but if it's all delicious, I'm all for it. I'm not I don't want the experience of like, well, this one is a deconstructed blah blah blah. I'm like, does it taste good or not? Like
Exactly.
that's
I'm here to eat.
right. I'm not here to if you, and if someone ever tells me like, if you like keep it on your tongue for 10 seconds and then push it to the roof of your mouth, like, no, I'm chewing this and swallowing it, and if it doesn't taste good, then you fucked up.
I mean,
Like,
that's
like-
why I don't drink wine.
Like, I like wine. I hate when I do a tasting and they're like, oh, if you can taste the X and Y
Wine
on the,
culture.
on the front end or the back end, like when they say fruits, like smoky, I understand. I can taste.
Yeah, no, that's
I can taste smoky. I can taste fruit. But when you're like the dry this, that, and the other that sits on the middle of the tongue, I'm like, does it taste like blueberries or not? Like, if it doesn't, then don't call it blueberry Chardonnay.
I think that's my point, though, Kenny. Is it like I've been to Ruth Chris, and that's a $60 steak. I've also been to Texas Roadhouse. Would you like to guess which one I've been to more?
Texas
You know which one
Roadhouse.
I'll never go back to.
Ruth Chris.
Because that $60 steak was great. It was delicious. But I can eat 3 Texas Roadhouse steaks for that one, and that comparable metric makes no sense.
Yep. The last time
Give me my basic ribeye and go on with life.
I went to Ruth Chris like a while ago up in Annapolis. It took, I think the final bill for like 8 of us was like $1,200, and my dad just like dropped his card because fuck him. And most of it was the wine, because it was like we got like $300 bottles of wine, which I didn't want. I wanted the friggin' $10 glass of red that just said red next to it. And I was like,
Red.
that one. But yeah, like it's like, oh, it's an 8-ounce porterhouse steak. And like, oh, dude, Fogo de Chao is, ooh,
I don't know what that is.
it's a Brazilian steakhouse up in DC.
Ooh, I love Brazil.
Oh, what was the one down in Myrtle?
Riaz.
Riaz.
Baby. I
Anyway.
still can't convince my dad to go. We go to Myrtle Beach every year, and he's like, no, I don't want to go. And I'm like, you do. You don't understand, but you do.
No, you have to understand.
We have to.
That was the first time Doug ever experienced Brazilian steakhouse. He ate so much, he threw up and came back because he wasn't
Raleigh, baby.
because he wasn't gonna let that steak not fill his stomach. Anyway, moving on.
We have tangented for a solid 10 minutes.
Yep.
Don't be fooled. This restaurant is owned by the one and only Guy Fieri. It is also known for its barbecue.
Wrong.
So, What?
It's Fieri.
So I'll just share something with you real quick. There's an I and an E, and then there's an R in that, and then there's an I at the end. And that man goes to redneck country, and you want to know what they call him? That's old Guy Fieri.
Yep.
And you know what he says? Thumbs up, dude.
I am.
He is
I only hear it all the time because I will say Guy Fieri around Allie, and she watches all of his stuff.
All this stuff.
She's like, no, it's Fieri. Like, okay.
Nope. I mean, that's cool, but I'm still gonna call him Guy Fieri. Right beside my house, like 10 minutes from my house, is one of the like first couple of restaurants that he showed on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
There's one at Purdue that we went to that he did that was like he said it was like the best. I forget what it was so busy when we went there that we couldn't get in, and we were just watching random episodes on TV. It was like replays or whatever, or yeah, it was replays or whatever, and we're like in West Lafayette, Indiana, and I was like, wait, isn't that where Purdue is? And now he's like, yeah, shut up. I was here when this got filmed.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, Jake's Good Eats is the name of the place, and they still have like the picture of him in the front room. It's really neat. They make a really good fried bologna sandwich, and fish and chips for that matter. But anyway, I digress. The name of his restaurant, Pig and Anchor. I kind of like that.
So it's called Triple X, but it's Triple XXX Family Restaurant.
I'm done. Next. I'm so done.
Often criticized by Uncle Raja, this chef owns a restaurant that is just their name, Italian, which has been franchised in over 42 countries. I love Uncle Roger so much.
I love Uncle Roger. And him making fun of this person is hilarious.
The current season of Hell's Kitchen, the first episode when they did a service, Uncle Roger was there. And
I remember that.
It was Nigel Nyen or whatever his name is, Nigel or whatever his name. But when he kicked one of the teams out of the kitchen, and it shifted over, and he was in the orange polo. He's like, they fuck up more than this person's name in the kitchen.
No, you just need a little bit of chili jam, Doug.
Chili jam?
Chili jam? What is this?
Onion for poor people. Use shallot.
Use shallot.
I feel like I know how to make the perfect fried rice at this point.
I can make fried rice, dog, for sure.
Oh, I need to
wait John and Elaine.
I need a walk. No, I need a so that I did not know this until I went down to Allie's.
I thought about that too, Kenny, when he said his and stumbled over it. But no, sadly, you cannot, because there's only one woman up there, which is why she wants 25%. But
two.
Whatever. Is there? Is one of those another woman's name?
Nigella Lawson and Rachel Ray.
I didn't know Nigella Lawson was a woman. I don't know people, man. Gordon Ramsay and I know Rachel Ray.
Auntie Nigella. I only picked people who have shown up on Uncle Roger for this question.
So the only auntie I think of is
Auntie Helen.
Well, Auntie Helen, yes, but his crush. Oh, what is her name? Wow, I cannot believe I forgot it. I feel bad about life now. Oh, we got Grammared. For shame. Why did we get Grammared, Ben? Or Mama, that's Mama Fafro.
Mama, that's
sorry,
Mama
the green
Fafro.
is throwing me off.
Restaurant again. I did it again. Cheers.
Where, wait, is that spelled wrong?
This
I
chef
can't spell
owns
restaurant, my dude.
It's AU.
Yeah, I can't spell that word, man.
That's
I just call it a food place anymore.
Jamie Oliver.
It is Jamie Oliver. That's so good.
No,
Auntie Esther.
No. Yeah,
Auntie Esther has his love crush.
Yeah, she's the one who owns the. She was a Michelin star chef who opened the Thai restaurant in Piggly. Oh, I thought
she has one in England, but she also has one in. She has another restaurant in New York.
Gotcha.
Because that's where he met her. Was at her place in
right.
England.
Well, that was also when he worked at her restaurant as part of his like skit or whatnot,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, no peanuts, you allergic? So weak.
So weak.
Which is her husband that he said that to, which was hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Before me and Doug go on just a pure Uncle Rogers night, known as the Prince of Little Italy in New York, also one of Boyle's stews, neither of which aged well. One of his most well-known restaurants is Bistro du Vent. I don't know why it didn't age well. Did something happen with Boyle that I don't know about?
Something
Okay,
happened
good.
with this.
This person?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was what you meant, but I wasn't positive. Show. Just look. Yeah.
Oh, I spelled it right this time. Yeah.
You did it. We're so proud of you.
That's the second time Ask My Balls got violated, so I'm gonna put it out there. Just answer the freaking question before you come back.
Yep. Because if we see another violation, we know you're not cheating, but we're not going to give you points.
Well, the answer is
Because we can. Mario Batali.
yeah, he got me too'd, and was
Did
actually
he? I
like
thought so, but I wasn't sure.
he actually like was charged too.
Oh, damn.
So, Nigella Lawson is well known for her time on camera, cooking books, and guest hosting competitions. But what restaurant put her on the map?
What's funny is I know her. Because I've definitely seen her as a judge.
Yep.
I think.
She's been a judge in almost every like big cooking show. Like if you think of like the big ones that everyone would know, she has been a judge on all of them. She was on what is it, Beat Bobby Flay as one of the helper chefs and crushed him. It was great.
I love Beat Bobby Flay. I was trying to think of chefs when you brought this category up, and Ramsey, Bobby Flay, and Guy Fieri. Yeah, Fieri were the three that really popped in my mind.
That was where I started, because I was like, Hell's Kitchen has to start, because like, let's give people the example. Everyone knows Hell's Kitchen is Gordon Ramsay, and I was looking up Michelin star people, and I was like, whoa, no, because of the top 10 list, I only knew 2 of them from like pop culture. And I was like, no, fuck this. Let's go with like pop culture chefs, like people that everyone knows, because a lot of them do have Michelin stars, but they only have 1 or 2. The top 10, the lowest number Michelin star person has 12.
Good grief.
Yeah, which is kind of like a misnomer, because you can have a restaurant that earns a Michelin star back to back to back to back, and it counts as 3 instead of just like you have one restaurant that has earned 1 Michelin star.
It's just crazy to me that there are only 14 restaurants in the U.S. that are 3 Michelin stars.
Yeah, and you should never go to them because they are stupid expensive.
Yep. What you got?
Well, the answer is she's never owned a restaurant. She's worked at a couple, but she has never owned or operated one.
Interesting. Probably best known for Iron Chef. What chef started the restaurant Garden and Gun in Atlanta? So this was the other guy I was going to mention earlier, and I stopped myself.
Ooh.
And I just gave away at least 1/4 of the question. Maybe. We've talked about literally all these people.
We have.
Except Emerald Lagasse and Alton Brown. But we mentioned Bobby Flay once. We've already had Gordon Ramsay as an answer, but Gordon Ramsay owns a bunch of restaurants, so be wary of that.
All 4 of these people have also been on Iron Chef, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Iron Chef is definitely the big hint here. The confusion that we have thrown into the crowd was beautiful there, and I loved it.
Yep.
So, Emerald was another person I thought of, but honestly, the first name that always pops in my head once I get off like Ramsay is Alton Brown, because Alton Brown does everything. God, I love Alton Brown.
He's such a good personality in general. Like
I watched him smoke a chicken in a literal box one time.
Oh, I
On
know. Yeah,
YouTube.
I know the video you're talking about. Yeah, I wanted to try that, and then I thought, like, I'm not near good enough at smoking anything to do that. But
I
so
feel as though I'm a talented smoker, but I still don't want to try it.
I will say, Allie's dad's brisket. So like when Passover comes along, so brisket is kosher for Passover, and
Nice.
he will smoke a brisket. They will smoke a brisket, a salmon, and a chicken, and the smoked brisket he does like a 14-hour smoke, and oh my god,
Ooh.
it is the greatest thing ever. Like it doesn't matter. It can be his stuff. It can be Allie's stuff. It doesn't matter. Like as far as like the stuff he uses, like the equipment, he's good. Wait, it's a turkey?
I do love me some smoked turkey too.
Oh, smoke a brisket on the oven. Anyway, but last one. Last but certainly not
Continue.
least, this British chef never owned a restaurant, but is famously known for her cookbooks, her time serving at OSS during World War II, and having a movie made about her that had her name and another her name.
So, of the 14 Michelin star restaurants in the United States, hold on, let me jump back here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are in New York City. One's in San Diego. 3 more are in San Francisco.
Wait, what's the one in San Diego?
California. The one in San Diego is Addison, owned by William Bradley, awarded in 2022. But the whole, I hear him yelling at Allie, so we'll let that ride while I get to the point I'm about to make here. But there are 2 that are either in California or New York City. Douglas,
Yes.
is there something you need to tell me?
But what?
So, of the 2 3-star Michelin restaurants not in California or New York City, there's one in Chicago called Alina. Their chefs' names are Grant Achates and Doug Alley. Alley is not spelled like your fiance's name, Alley, but his name is definitely Doug Alley, which I find extremely interesting. And then the other one is in Washington, Virginia.
Oh,
at Little Washington,
yeah,
owned by
it's-
Patrick O'Neill.
Who used to be the head chef of the Clinton kitchen? But it's the head. It was the head chef of a White House kitchen who opened it. Wait, how does Addison spelled? Addison?
Addison is spelled Addison. Addison in San Diego. The one in Virginia is literally an hour from Sterling.
Yep. I have been by
I
it
wanna know how much
many
that
a
one
time.
costs.
Oh, it's stupid. The
The
waiting
waiting
list.
stupid expensive. I just want to know. You just want to know these things. He took out a loan for $17.5 million to facilitate a buyout of that area for sole ownership. All right, now that we've gone down the Michelin rabbit hole,
I just texted Allie's dad. I said, "Hey, have you ever been to
Mhm.
Addison?" He said, "Yeah." Why?
oh my god, of course he has. We're talking about 3-star Michelin restaurants. Although it was just awarded its 3rd star last year.
Wait, it's one of the only 17 you said?
14. One of 14 3-star Michelin restaurants in the United States. And the only one in San Diego. One of 7 in California. No, 8 in California. 4 in New York. I'm done. What's the answer to
Anyway.
this restaurant?
That's
question.
Julia Child or Julia Childs. I accepted either. Like same thing.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
But yeah, she couldn't serve. She wanted to join the women's corps and for the British and couldn't because she was too short. So she joined the operational something whatever. Essentially, she was like a code breaker and message passer. And then she, after her time there, she's like, yeah, I just enjoy cooking, and made a cookbook, and then just massive success.
Huh. Well, since Doug is busy, we're skipping on to the next round. We're not doing the scoreboard. Poor Lucas, you've been done like 38 times tonight. Oh, look, it's been a long night. The next round is the 50-50 round. I don't know what Doug has over there. I basically have my raspberry cider unopened.
All right. What are we at? 2 minutes 40 seconds, I think, are
240 or 245 is right where we were for sure.
let's
For the
see.
50-50 round this week, we decided to take it off the wall. I decided to have fun with it. Your two options: describe my beautiful, amazing life partner in crime and host that I will be sharing a top bunk with this weekend, Doug. These are literally questions about Doug. If you paid attention, we gave one of them away for free already, in fact, which is why there's a free answer on the board. But as you all know, I'm pretty sure everyone's been here before, but this is 50-50 round. Everybody, we're going for speed. Your purpose in this round, get this done as quickly as possible. If you beat the 2 minutes and 40 seconds, Doug and I will drink a challenge punishment. If you do not, it's just another round. But that's the idea. Try to bust it out fast, rock and roll with it. Other than that, tell me about Doug. Easy peasy, timer ready.
I am ready. Read it
The round
twice
will
and then
begin.
let's go.
When I read it twice, here we go. Basic. Let's kick this off with Doug's pregame beer. Is it Coors Light or Bud Light? Pregame beer of Doug's choice. Coors Light or Bud Light. Begin.
This better be.
This better be a home run. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Are you saying that you say this literally every stream?
Yep.
Are you saying that possibly maybe at the beginning of this stream we gave away a free answer because you had to say it because you always say it?
Yep.
There you go. Everybody's in except for John and Lane. That's it. The correct answer. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. He drinks Coors Light.
When he got sorted into Hogwarts, what house did he get? Gryffindor or Slytherin?
Gryffindor. Slytherin.
We have Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Jigglypuff.
Hufflepuff. If you all didn't know, Hogwarts Legacy came out this week, and everyone's been playing it.
All right, that's it.
Except for me.
I am a Slytherin because I am ambitious as fuck.
That's right. Next question. It wouldn't release it to me. During game nights on the PC, does he use an Xbox or a PlayStation controller? I actually wanted to hint and give this one away free as well. Ask you what you were bringing with your computer this weekend, but it didn't.
All right,
Got bunghole.
almost.
And he's an Xbox man on the PC.
Well, all liquor is good. Given the option, is it vodka or whiskey? We have a minute left.
Ooh, cutting it tight tonight. 3 of 8, 4 of 8, 6 of 8, 8 of 8. Done. What do you got?
That's whiskey.
Yes, it is. Knowing Doug's love of sports, where do his favorite teams reside? Virginia or Colorado?
Bunghole-Weiser was on that like immediately.
Boom! 2 seconds, baby. Let's go. Bunghole from State Farm. Bunghole from State Farm. And done. He's a Colorado man. That's a Denver Bronco.
And Colorado Avalanche. It's not giving me that. All right. Have I ever competed in the MMA? Well, in MMA.
In MMA, which I wrote that way. Competed in MMA. So yeah. I was going to say the Avalanche after you asked the question, but I didn't realize it had freezered on you. Got a bunghole.
And that's
And done.
Yes. We have 10 seconds left.
Was he proud? Was the proud owner of a Mustang or a Camaro? Ford Mustang, Chevy Camaro. We've had a couple hiccups with the getting the next question to go because that's what happened to me there too.
Yep.
I got a 15-second buffer and they're done. He was a Mustang owner. Send it.
Last, probably best. Is he a saxophone or a trumpet?
I
So
love this question.
I did this question. I did these questions with Allie this morning.
Done.
And the answer is that's saxophone.
He's a saxophone.
I did these questions this morning with Allie, and she was spot on until this one, and obviously
Wait, she missed this
no,
one?
she didn't miss this one.
Okay.
She was like, you have the ego of a trumpet, but you're chill as fuck, so probably a saxophone. If I were going by personality alone and didn't know you beforehand, I'm like, yeah. All right, so you guys were over by 21.5 seconds, which by we have implemented a new rule that, well, what would you say? You had a 15-second delay. So if we take that off,
I said 15-second buffer for them because we had 3 to 4 questions where we couldn't skip forward.
okay, so
Then
that
generally
leaves
our
6.
follow-up rule is percentages at this point
Right,
because they're
so
still over.
So 1
6 extra
second,
seconds per 50% correct.
right? So
All About Doug begins with Coors Light, which was 100%ed,
that's 1.
which I would argue is 2. If
Wait.
you can perfect a question, you get 2 seconds.
Okay, that's 2 seconds. Well, so of 7, we have 5 left.
Correct. They all thought you were a Gryffindor, so no point there.
25%.
Exactly. Yeah, 25% was all that got you as a Slytherin. 50% exactly on the Xbox question, so deduct a second, down to 4. The All About Doug, whiskey or vodka, 63% for whiskey, so you're down to 3. 63% knew that you're an Avalanche and a Broncos fan. I didn't bring out the wild card, which is the Blackhawks that you have on your Facebook, which I find hilarious because of Chicago.
Oh.
38% on the MMA fight. 38% on the Mustang. And 38% on the saxophone. No challenge drink tonight.
No challenge. I'm going to drink my mics at a very slow pace after I'm done with my brute cider from the Minneapolis Cider Company, but I am not going to
Someone
chug it
called
and hurt myself.
Casual sup. All right. So, as we all know, sometimes you have to just go to stare vacation spots because you want to stare at the thing that is there. What this round was meant to be was state vacation spots. My iPhone just didn't like it, apparently. It's early in the year. I can't remember the last time y'all lost a challenge either. That's true. But it's never too late to plan a vacation. I'm going to give you a popular vacation spot. I want you to tell me what state it's in. Hey, boo-boo. It's not Jellystone. But where are you if you're in Yellowstone?
Did you know that Jellystone is actually like a campsite across the nation?
I thought it had something real, but...
Yeah, no, like... Well, no, so Jellystone started in Yellowstone as like a camp, as a campsite. And
Gotcha.
then when Yogi Bear got really big, they essentially like franchised it, and there are Jellystone campsites all over. If you go down 81, just past JMU, there is signs for like campsites, and Jellystone is one of them, and it's got Yogi Bear on it.
I think I've seen that. I may be wrong, but I think I've seen that. We await John and Elaine. Do.
That's it. All right.
That's it. Correct answer here was Wyoming. There are 2 other possible answers as far as states goes, but Wyoming was the only correct one that I put in here.
Yep. It spans 3 states, but from
I'm trying to
Woods,
remember which ones they are, but
yeah, from Woods of the West, let's go to the East Coast and look at the beautiful halls of Yale University. Where is Yale University?
I want to say Montana and Idaho is where I think.
I think it's Montana, Idaho,
And Wyoming, because we got Wyoming. Wyoming's definitely correct.
Yeah,
Correct? As my boss says, I'm
yeah.
correct. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I don't remember because these are places I've never
What's-
been. My furthest west was El Paso, and that was a one-time bowl game trip. So
and you drove to it, and we all got to fly.
I did drive to it with Andrew Van Horn. We had a good
But
time.
but you got to see the Cowboy Stadium on the way, so
I did get to stop and take a giant picture with Jason Witten on the side of on the side at the back of the Cowboys Stadium. It's pretty great.
so
All right, see,
mine says 1 of 8, but it says all answers in. So
hilarious, nailed it.
answer is Connecticut. Connecticut.
Wait a minute. So all of them weren't wrong. There was randomly one in the middle that was already state vacation. I don't understand the iPhone.
Did you not just copy paste them? But what? Yeah.
So I did copy paste it, but the text was then incorrect, and I couldn't figure out how to change it to Times New Roman. I figured that out afterwards, so it pissed me off. So I just wrote it in. So it auto corrected it to stare instead of state while I was typing it in today while blowing.
Oh.
I wasn't currently blowing things up,
Yeah.
but anyway.
Take it for 1 second. Be right back.
Gotcha. Yale is in Connecticut, as Doug said. We move on to the next one. What if you wanted to visit the layered cliffs of Zion National Park? Doug had a really hard time finding gifts for these, which I find hilarious. I was gonna make some joke in this one to try to give you a hint toward the where this park is. I figured some of you people might know. So look at that. I'm so proud of you guys. I got a 7 of 8 in. I actually had no clue about this. If I had wrote something for Utah, I would have said it was the Salt Flats or something, or the Salt Lakes. But this is what the thing said. Go to Zion National Park. Looks really cool. Next question is, if you're a Civil War buff, you may want to go to Gettysburg National Military Park. This is one of the few places in this list that I've been to. Father-in-law took me here. I am a big Civil War guy. I took 2 classes about it at Tech and got to go here, and it's super neat. I mean, it's just a giant field, but there are so many cool monuments, and then with my father-in-law like storytelling as we went along, it made the trip awesome. We're scheduled to go back pretty soon. I'm super excited about it. I thought about asking them for the 50-50 round what color bandana you like to wear the most. You're still muted.
I have so many now. The last one was, I think it started as like eggshell blue or whatever, and now it's like a cyan from like all the sweat.
Yeah.
Now it's white, and when I finish
white.
sweating through this one, it'll probably be whatever the next color in the pile is.
In the pile. So the correct answer for Gettysburg is Pennsylvania. Next question.
Maybe you want to go head bang in the famous halls of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In what state?
Brother. Nope, sorry, that's the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Where is the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Oh, God. All right, I know where baseball is. I know where rock and roll is. Football's the weird one, because I never can remember where it's at. I mean, the Wrestling Hall of Fame to me would have to be in the Southeast, but it's not going to be for some reason.
So
I don't know. I'd probably put it in Atlanta, to be honest, but that's just because I would plan it in the Southeast because of how regional I was with wrestling early in my life. I can tell you where the NASCAR Hall of Fame is. It's about 20 minutes from my house in downtown Charlotte.
Trying to see. Okay, so there is a Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum, which is in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Yeah, Texas would make sense too.
Which they have done they've done their own induction.
Ooh,
Different from the WWE.
which would make sense.
So they've done everything from NWA, WWA, WWE, WF, Impact, like all of the essentially like around the world kind of stuff. They have their own. Ric Flair was actually inducted in 2006.
That sounds like giving away answers to our theme run for 2 months.
That's fine.
Anyway, what do you got
answers
for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Ohio, Columbus.
Specifically, is it Columbus? I thought it was in Cleveland.
Is it Cleveland? I might be.
I can't remember. Look it up. If you like fishies, you may want to go visit one of the biggest aquariums, not only in a state, but in the world. Blank Aquarium. This actually blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's Cleveland. You're right. Just on Lake Erie.
So Cleveland, Ohio for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Canton, Ohio is the Baseball Hall of Fame because they go to Canton. Football's the one that throws me because it's in like Nebraska or something, I think.
I thought that was basically. Oh no, that's the Field of Dreams is in Nebraska. No, where's Field of Dreams is in?
Never mind. Football is in Canton, Ohio.
That's Iowa.
Why do we do everything in Ohio?
JCW is also in. Yeah, Iowa is Field of Dreams,
Huh, that makes sense.
which they now
Yeah,
have. They have a full like complex dedicated to it. All right, what's that answer?
The correct answer there is Georgia. The Georgia Aquarium is apparently one of the biggest in the world.
Yep, the
In
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I've been there. If you like
Oh, I'm so
astronauts,
dumb.
maybe you want to visit the U.S. Space and Rocket Center.
So, the Football Hall of Fame is in Canton, Ohio. I got Canton confused with Cooperstown, which I didn't realize was in New York, but Cooperstown is the MLB, the National Baseball Hall of Fame,
Also,
which would make sense.
I will say, if you ever get the ability to try Cooper's cheese,
Mm-hmm.
Cooper's American and Cooper's cheddar,
Yeah.
best cheese there is. Period.
Really?
Fight me.
I love that this was a curveball question because I intentionally made this a curveball question. Because, Doug, where is the U.S. Space and Rocket Center?
That'd be in Alabama.
I'm pretty sure it's in Birmingham, to be exact. So, a lot of the rocket research and things we do with NASA are done in Alabama, then taken, and NASA is in Florida, but
Yeah,
they
because
work together.
because if shit blows up in Alabama, no one's gonna notice. But
But if there's a bad hurricane, it could be bad in Florida.
yep.
Last but not least, let's travel to one of the most famous U.S. landmarks, Mount Rushmore. What state would you happen to be in? I actually would have found this question extremely hard for myself. I'm sure that most of our Midwestern people are just going to click it right off, but I always get confused as to which state it's in. Same way I feel about the Grand Canyon, for that matter.
It's in like
the
7
Grand Canyon at,
states,
Doug?
isn't it?
I know, but primarily, what state is
I
it
did,
in?
Arizona.
Primarily in Arizona. My whole life, I thought it was in Texas.
I definitely did too. Like it. It's one of those
Kim's
like,
you're thinking of the Rio Grande, and I'm like, I'm definitely not. I just always thought the Grand Canyon was in Texas.
I mix up the Rio Grande and the Colorado all the time. Where
That's fair.
like where it crosses the border, I'm like, oh yeah, like there's this huge like
Big river.
it's this big like valley, and like no, when the Rio Grande crosses the border from Texas to Mexico, it's literally just like a stream. Like the Colorado River, when it crosses into Mexico, is this huge like valley with a raging river going through it.
What you think would we do dumb things.
Yeah.
I know it, but I wager 0 because nice. Fair enough, Benjamin.
Okay. Yeah. I get it.
Fair enough. We await John and Elaine to see who the leaderboard goes to tonight. I don't know that their decision. I might affect the leaderboard. I don't know. I haven't looked at the leaderboard recently. Out of sight, out of mind.
It actually.
They got it correct.
it
They
did-
wagered 7.
A good bit of
In
damage.
question.
All right.
Release scores. That's in South Dakota. I always thought it was in North Dakota, but way to go, peeps.
And your final scores for the evening. In first place, we have Ask My Balls, 93.162. Second place, Bunghole from State Farm, 90.631. Puppy Monkey Bunghole, 79.696. So easy, a bunghole can do it, 75.141. Bunghole Wise 69.104. Got bunghole, 65.582. John and Elaine Drink 2, 60.751. Scrappy and Tiny with 40.314.
A lot of performance across the board. Nice tight race at the top. I love it.
That was a solid comeback by a couple different teams.
Good
But
points across the board. I'm
with-
proud.
With that, like we thank you all for coming out. We hope you enjoyed this. We're gonna be back next week, same time, same place. This month's theme night once again is war history. So for those of you war buffs, or if you know some war buffs, like bring them out, see how they do.
Or to quote my favorite radio station at home, go get your grandpappy or your grandmammy and bring them together. They're gonna know this history.
Yep. But if no one's told you recently, we're so proud of you. We love you. You're amazing. And if anyone tells you that you're not a good person, send them our way. We got you.
I checked my list and Doug clicked them all off. Love check. Good person check. We are proud of you. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for participating with us tonight, having a good time, making fun of our grammar, and taking the one free answer that we gifted you. There'll be more next time, I'm sure. I hope you all have a wonderful end of your week, rolling into that weekend, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Love you all.